Oh, what's going on?
God, it's late.
The Fender Custom Shop was a sort of nirvana for guitar geeks.
Anything from just a really well-made, team-built Fender to your ultimate fantasy.
There's a family tie that it didn't get much closer to art than a Fender Custom Shop guitar, and we were all in on it.
The Custom Shop was a ball of creative energy that I've yet to experience again in my life.
I saw myself as the savior of the Fender history. It was Bill Schultz's idea to start a custom shop, and what he wanted to do was to get back to the old Fender. Bill wanted that, and what he said to me is, I don't care if we just break even, I want the coolest custom shop and the best product available. And I said, I'll do that. Fender Custom Shop started in 1987. I was officially hired in '86 while I was still in Texas. And this big old tweed case is the very first order ever taken for the Fender Custom Shop. And I came with that order in my pocket from Texas. It's got a few firsts with it. The one thing is the first double neck ever to come out of Fender. When I got to Fender, they said, we want you to get an assistant. And when I looked at the credentials, I hired Page because he had been there working in R&D for 10 years, and I knew I needed his background.
I absolutely believe that the Custom Shop was the beginning of bringing the soul back to Fender. It was a big component in healing the scars that were created from CBS ownership. When Bill Schultz put the investors together to buy the company back, Bill Schultz said, okay, maybe this idea of these couple guys in the back 40 building these custom guitars would be cool. You know, bring it back to that glory kind of thing when Leo Fender first started the company, where artists were like thrilled by it. It was new and it was different and it was bringing stuff up to their caliber.
We all love guitars, we love Fenders, and next thing you know, we is Fender. And that was a great realization at some point that we were it. The word had been out that we had opened a custom shop. Well, at the end of 3 months, we had 300 or 600 orders. We suddenly realized that two guys cannot do that. We went in there and picked guys who had talent. It was a team.
It was a ragtag group of brilliant builders.
J.W. Black, pinpoint, accurate.
George Blanda.
Scientist, great builder.
Mark Kendrick,
Breeze, Fender.
Fred Stewart.
eccentric artisan.
Alan Hamill.
Hillbilly brilliant.
Gene Baker, creator of dreams.
Michael Stevens.
Constant pursuit of perfection. John Page.
Great leader, great visionary.
That was the magic of the shop, that team.
Especially the early days, Custom Shop was like Animal House.
You really want me to tell you that, huh? It wouldn't fly in those days either. A lot of hilarity, lots of bathroom humor. You worked all kinds of wacky hours. You worked 7 days a week. Sometimes you slept there.
The early history of the custom shop was very tumultuous. And when I say tumultuous, not knowing if you're gonna have a job in a week, right? It's pretty scary.
You get pretty crazy when you're under that kind of stress and you need to relieve it somehow or another. And so yeah, there were plenty of pranks.
If they weren't picking on you, they didn't love you. So if they were picking on you, you knew you were doing the right thing.
We were brutal to each other, but it was like your best friends, you know?
It wasn't like unbridled, buffoonery. It was an unshackled creative period. and we all contributed.
I can remember as things expanded, we were kind of blowing our own minds.
We were just trying to make the best guitars we could and just rocking along.
It was just create, create, create. Never stop creating.
We were about making absolutely the best guitar we were capable of and pushing it artistically. And that kind of caught on like wildfire.
All of a sudden with Custom Shop, they're like, hey, these guys are building this incredible stuff and you can buy it. It mushroomed, and the amount of exposure was just huge.
Between 89 and 93, everything just started ramping up.
All of a sudden, there's an Eric Clapton guitar on the line.
Get to build guitars for Sting and Merle Haggard and Johnny Cash.
Richie Sambora, the whole Bon Jovi crew, the Stones, Dylan,
Ellie Vieston.
Dick Dale, Stu Hamm, Jimmy Page.
Jeff Beck.
Clapton.
So artists were always pushing you. They wanted new ideas, they wanted new things.
Getting to work with these people on a professional level, but supplying them with an instrument, that's got a cool factor about it that is hard to understand until you've done it. When you build a guitar, you never know what its path through life is going to be, but it's a little nibble at a kind of immortality.
To have been invited to partake in the 30th anniversary of the Custom Shop is, without question, a really great honor. Even though we've moved on and we have our own companies and we're doing these other things, it says a lot for Fender, and I'm very honored to be a part of it.
All right, here's the guitar that we're all here for. This is what I chose to have the Fender crew build, and it is a Fender Esquire. Looks like an Esquire, except there are some nuances. You got the plate engraved with the Founder's logo, the left-handed bridge on a right-handed guitar, and what I hear is it tightens this note up, the bass note, and it fattens up the high string. Well, as you can see, my design for the 30th anniversary of the Fender Custom Shop was inspired by the first guitar, number 001, this double neck from the Fender Custom Shop, 1987.
This is my 30th anniversary Custom Shop Founders Design guitar. It's a double F-hole Esquire. I first designed this guitar back in like 1990, dubbed it the Pageocaster. I put a Koa top in celebration of my friend and mentor, Freddie Tavares. Also, it includes my JP Woodtone saddles that I make here in Oregon.
I picked the Jazzmaster because I thought it was kind of a misunderstood guitar and it didn't quite get its due. One of the key features is this stabilized and dyed wood here.
This is the guitar. It's a Telecaster with early 20th century acoustic guitar motifs. It's got a Guatemalan rosewood back, bear cloth spruce, tortoiseshell pickguard. I'm very honored that I've been involved in this.
So these were the type of guitars I was building early on in Custom Shop that weren't the norm at the time. I wanted to stay with the same concept that was going on back then. This really is a celebration of how Fender went from just being an import company in '85 to being back as one of the world leaders in guitar building.
I was inspired by some Southern California, Orange County lowrider car culture that was around my neighborhood at the time. The tealish sunburst is a tip of the hat to things traditionally Fender.
We got a silver sparkle Kelly with a black burst. The reason that I chose to do a sparkle was that's how I got my start in the Custom Shop.
This I call the Telecaster. If you check it out, it's completely half Strat, half Tele. The Tele sits better in your lap because of the sharper radiuses and all. But a Strat has always been more comfortable with the arm contours, so I just kind of felt it was the best of both worlds.